What's up, y'all? So we are outside again. As you can tell, the air conditioner just turned on. So there's that gonna be that noise in the background. But it's only gonna be cool, relatively cool enough for me to be outside for the next. I think this might be the last day for the coming week or two. Or more, or a month or two, to be honest with you. You never know around here at this time of year, in this part of the world. So we take what we can get, and we cherish our lovely yard time. That's how it feels. Like you just in your air conditioned, very pampered. It's not like an actual prison cell, but it's like a cell, and that you just really not a whole lot going on. You just kind of sit there, and you have plenty of options for enriching your life, which you may or may not always have the energy for. But you rest, and then if you choose to go in that direction, you have that option. So that's kind of all just a preface of what's been sort of in my head, in my area, in my mental and physical spaces. Space? I don't know. Anyway, the title for this one, alright, is gonna be I'm living my life tired, broke, scared, and angry. And you might ask, why that video title? That's pretty negative, and I agree, it is somewhat negative. But it comes from this video from a creator. I like his videos, right? I won't mention who it is because there's a few people. When I looked up the video title to see if I could watch that video again, I saw 3 different videos with the exact same title. And now when I look it up, it's just like the top 2, I guess. That third motherfucker, they told him, like, bro, there's too many people refusing to live their life tired, broke, scared, and angry in that order. You gotta find another way to refuse to live, cuz, sorry. It's just one too many. 3's a crowd. But, it got me thinking. I was like, that's interesting. A little bit eerie, honestly. These people all have the same video title with seemingly, like, pretty disparate channels. Like, they talk about, it's all just kind of lifestyle vlogs. But, like, they're all living, like, different ways, politically in some aspects. Like, the way they talk about one thing, it seems like these guys wouldn't really get along. But when you watch the videos themselves, they're all, like, no, not that similar lengths, but some of them are a little more similar in lengths. And then they talk about, like, the same, like, little minute details that just seem like, I mean, is this just going around in the ether, or is it a little bit more deliberate and structured than that? There's no real way to know for sure, but it was definitely an interesting thing to observe. And the video title itself is kind of funny. So what the repetition of that exact phrase in that exact order among all these disparate creators, right, making their disparate channels, making their videos all in the same sort of style with the same title, talking about more or less the same thing, obviously. Oh god, sniffing again. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. But it's interesting the way that they're sort of presenting this and promoting this, right? They're saying, I refuse to live my life being tired, broke, scared, and angry, because that's how they, quote, control you, right? Sorry if that was a little close. That's how they kind of control you, right? If you're too tired because your work's just absolutely just fuck shit hours, like back when I was working, coming home at like 3 a.m., That's why I quit working, so I guess I'm a little less tired there. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. All right. Broke. I mean, they're just making sure they're talking about like not spending your money on the frivolous crap that they constantly shove down your throat. Scared because, you know, if you're scared of whatever, and it allows people to like bring you, I guess, more all-encompassing solutions, and then angry because that affects your judgment, you know, and you're angry and you're passionate. It affects your ability to make logical decisions, supposedly. Now, all of this is well and good. There's nothing wrong with the ideal, right? But if you're tired, like, you're tired, bro. If you're broke, like, you're broke. If you're scared, you're scared. You probably have a reason to be scared. And if you're angry, you have a reason to be angry. Right? You can't just shut off these emotional states, for one. Physical states, for two. Like, you can't just refuse to be tired. And then financial states, for three. Like, when I tried to pull money out my bank, and I gave my bank card, they get the teller my card, they're like, yeah, you have negative $150 in your account, sir. And they're like, you can't make a withdrawal. And I looked him right in the eye and I was like, I refuse to live that way. Give me the money. Then I got arrested. No. I guess the main thing of what I'm trying to say is you gotta accept where you're at. Right? If you need, you know what I mean? If you need to, like, drink to get through your day, for instance, like, I would recommend, you know, especially if you're drinking heavy, you know, it's gonna really take its toll in the long run, especially. But if it's like where you're at right now, like, I would never recommend you just like kick the bottle cold turkey. Right? I don't know. That's just one thing. Like, if you've got something that you've been crutching on that you feel like you need for the time being, and you would rather not need, I guess it's just better to try and, like, wean yourself off of that rather than to just refuse it outright. Just make a whole complete about face, change of heart, new leaf, come to Jesus. I hate that phrase. Come to Jesus moment. You know, and you can imagine why I hate that phrase. I mean, any one of these things, too, will affect the others. Right? If you're tired all the time, then you're going to be, you know, you have less sort of mental and physical, really, energy to kind of logically process and work through things. You know, if something happens that endangers you, you're going to be scared, or that you perceive as a danger, it's going to make you more scared. You're going to be able to less, like, kind of like pierce through it. If something comes along that angers you, that fills you up with, you know, a passionate dislike or aversion, you're going to be less able to see through that if you're tired. You're going to be less able to ignore that if you're broke. Right? And I mean, you can, You can want those things. You can want to get rid of those things, I suppose. But, like, I feel like they play a pretty vital role as well. Like, being broke is... I don't know. I mean, it's a thing that happens. Being tired is a thing that happens. Being angry and scared are things that happen. These are valid perspectives. And that's the biggest thing, I guess. If you're saying, like, I refuse to live my life this way, you're kind of setting up the example of this idealistic state where you just kind of only feel positive. It's like idealistic state of positivity. And you're kind of de facto shaming people who don't live up to that. Even though I don't think that's these people's intention at all. I don't think that they want to shame, but like the whole it is kind of leading to the toxic positivity shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes being broke, but it still happens. Right? No one likes getting tired, but you still gotta sleep. No one likes being scared, but fear still exists. Right? Imagine if we were never scared. A population that never felt fear. And imagine, like, somewhere in our evolutionary history, there were literally just, like, fearless hominids that didn't... It's not that they just over-conquered their fears, it's that they didn't have that emotional quality. They didn't have that bandwidth. They were incapable of fearing. And you wonder why you don't see any of those around anymore? Because they didn't last very long. Right? Like, something comes along that they should have been afraid of, that they should have been like, okay, like, I need to jettison my logic, I jettison my reason, you know, throw all this stuff out and just do whatever, do, think, act, whatever I need to do to put as much distance between me and this thing as possible, because it is not going to end well if I don't. No good can come of that. Imagine if you never felt anger, right? Like, just like the turn the other cheek type shit, just to an extreme. Like, people just take everything from you. They brutalize, let's just say that. Brutalize your loved ones and those dear to you. They steal everything you have. And then they just leave you on a hill to die, basically. Let's say that. Leave you for dead. Is it really that, like, enlightened of a perspective to just be like, well, this is what the universe had for me. The Lord has humbled me on this day. Come on now. Come on now. I don't think that that's real shit. I don't think that's good. Most people are tired because they have to work all the time and not even, like, make ends meet. Most people are broke for the same freaking reason. And most people are scared for much the same reason. And most people are angry for the same reason. Like, I'm actually, like, the more I think about this, the more I am skeptical of this, and the more averse to it I become, and the more disillusioned I become with this line of thinking. Like, they're asking you, the people who are saying, I refuse to live my life this way, are essentially saying, deny your passion. Deny yourself your passions. right? Like, you get tired because you're exerting energy, and hopefully you're exerting it towards doing the things you love, or doing the things you need to be able to do the things you love. Or just whatever that helps you live, the things you value. You get broke because you spend the money living your life, pursuing your passions, satisfying them, whatever. You get scared because you have a passionate love for life or your things in your life. And when something threatens that, you have a passionate response. You get angry because something is presenting itself against you. In much the same way. And then your passionate response, which may or may not be more appropriate in this case, is instead of to be scared, or maybe it is to be scared as well, but it's to be angry. It's to be angry and to be like, it's kind of like a fight or flight thing, right? You're passionately scared. It's like, I don't think it'd be a great idea to try and fight this out. It's just run. You're passionately angry. It might be like, okay, running isn't really the solution, and I can just tough it out, or, duke it out, whatever you want to call it. Scrap. Go to war. And I feel like that's not where calm comes from. Like, these people are trying to promote this state of, like, internal tranquility. Pacifism, really, but... what's that pacify mean? It's like to bring peace to. Like, it's good to cultivate inner peace, of course. I'd never say it's not good to do that, but I don't think this is how you do it. It's not by denying your circumstances or your feelings or your sort of physical affectations. It's by accepting them and feeling them. And being like, okay, like, this might not be the most, quote, productive or beneficial reaction to the situation, to the problem at hand, but it's the one I'm having. It's the one I gotta accept, right? It's the one I gotta work with, or through, or around, or really anything but ignore, and just refuse it outright. Yeah, I really kind of liking where I'm going with this. I don't know, man. It's something like, I know Karl Marx talked about this. He talked about like the passion being the key to like the workers. What is the good word for this? Revolution is one that's coming to mind. Advancement is probably a better one. But like the solution, how Marx saw it and how I see it as well, the solution for where if you're in a fucked situation where it's like pretty much lose-lose, and it feels like there's nothing you can do, like the solution like is to feel like that passionate anger, that passionate fear, that passionate response. It's definitely just gonna be solved by ignoring it, right? Being angry is not gonna get you anywhere, is what people say, but I mean, you definitely don't want to be blinded by it. You definitely don't want to go through your life, putting on your gravestone that he was the most wrathful of them all. That's definitely not what you want to be remembered as, or what you want to pedestalize. But you gotta accept it. It's a part of life. It's a natural response. It's a healthy response. It's a normal response. Like, some of the shit that's happening in the world, right? Like, I try and shut it out a little bit, like everyone does. There's a limit everyone has. Some of the shit that's happened in the world, though, like, if it doesn't make you scared or angry, or at least tired. I mean, tired is what everyone's getting from all these things. Like, it's concerning. Because these are normal responses to things that are happening in the world. And it's not good that these are happening in the world. But I think it's kind of victim blaming to say that, oh, it's just your response. You just need to change your response. You need to change this. You need to change that. Oh, like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, nobody wants to do that shit. Like, that's another thing. I wanted to, like, only make sure that the vibe I was putting out there was positive, because positivity, I like positivity. I don't like negativity. I definitely don't. A lot of people, that's another thing that was concerning. They kind of made their channels something you watch a lot when you're a teenager, like them hate channels, like where you're just hating on, oh, this is the worst movies of all time, the worst, this is terrible, the worst songs of all time, this is terrible, oh my god, can you believe what so-and-so said? What a fool. And those people, I've noticed, they tend to not turn out so well long term, right? Because the community they cultivate is just all around negative shit, and they're all, and then the community, eventually they make a misstep, their community turns on them, or they just kind of like spend so much time hating they don't really know how to live. I've seen that happen. I definitely didn't want that to become my life. But I see these people that just talk about like how they're like losing all their shit. Right? Like they're losing their car, they're losing their house, they're losing their money, their savings, whatever. And they're like, I love this. I low-key love this. And they're like, it's like, what the fuck? How do you... I'm supposed to love it when people take my shit? I'm supposed to love it when I just lose my ability to travel. When I lose a safe place to rest my head at night. When I lose the option to do things. I'm supposed to love that? No. I don't. And I'm beginning to... I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder. I'm beginning to arrive at the regrettable conclusion that maybe these people are supported, right, by some stakeholders, we might say, interested in keeping you second guessing yourself. Right? And that leads me to another channel that's totally different vibe. Totally different vibe. But it's about independence, and that's a similar thing. So I might make a different video on that, because these are kind of different-ish topics. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna do that. Because they're all these people are promoting you to do is to be alone, to be isolated, to be in denial of your feelings. Essentially rejecting everyone, including yourself. And I spent so much time doing that, and look where it got me. Look where it got me. Like, I'm not in that bad a way, but I definitely wish that I could have done some things differently. And I know everything happens for a reason. I do believe that. So I do believe that it's just like a lesson I need to learn. But, you know, the lesson you do, like, part of learning that lesson is kind of saying, okay, it would have been better if I, you know, did this thing. At least from now on, it will be better if I do this. Do X. Rather than Y or Z or R. Definitely not R. No, fuck R. Fucker. Alright, this video's getting pretty long, and I still have another, like, tangent topic I might get into, so we're just gonna wrap it up. If you guys out there are living your lives tired, broke, scared, and angry, I know it sucks, but you're not alone. I know we're not really, like, saying hi to each other or hugging each other or anything. You can't even see my face because, right, I'm scared. Like I'm scared about the things I say being used against me, or at least being obstacles for employment and wage bucking it, you know, wage maxing. But you know, I mean, I'm just a disembodied voice at the moment. Some people have seen my face back when I put my face in my videos, but so that wasn't a whole lot. Not a whole lot of people watch these, but that's fine. Just know you're not alone, right? I would love to hear from you if you're going through anything. You know, you can put it in the comments. You can reach out to me on messages. Maybe I'll, like, put my email in, like, the description or something. I definitely wanna talk to people that listen to this and, like, vibe with it. I'd love to talk to you. And not some bullshit like that I've seen other people do where it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to talk to you, and then you go to their link tree, whatever, and it's like $500 an hour for a conversation with this person. Like, no. No, at the moment, I would never charge anything for my time just to talk to people. Because I hate that shit. So, if you want to hang, like, have a chat or something, we can try and do that. I'd love to try and do that with you, like, honestly, so. Yeah, like I said before, I keep trying, just my third time trying to wrap it up. If you're living your life tired, broke, scared, and angry, keep living. Don't refuse to live that way, because if you could have done so, you probably already would have. And you're probably trying, like, you know, don't accept that this is all my life is gonna be, but accept that that's what it is right now. And don't try and, like, look at it in another way to, like, you know, make fucking sweet lemons out of it. Nigga, you're broke, you're tired, you're scared, you're angry. That's okay, because I am too. And we're gonna work through this shit together. Alright, y'all. Ta to the ta. Peace out.